Hello once again, boys and girls. This is Teacher Annabelle here. Happy to know that we're going to be working again with mathematics. This time, we're going to be working with package number 2 for cycle number 2. I am hoping that everybody is doing fine at home and open to work hard with mathematics once again. I hope you enjoy package number 2. Okay, this is week 3 and we're going to be looking at the following learning outcomes under the following topics, which is multiple factors, prime factors, and prime factorization. Okay, let's take a look at day 1. Day 1, boys and girls, we will be learning what is a multiple. So first thing that we need to do is to go ahead and read the information here. Then click on the link here, watch the video, so that we can go ahead and complete activity number 1. Activity number 1 says that we need to list the first 5 multiples for each of the following numbers. And in order for us to do that, we need to know what is a multiple. And whenever we're listing the multiples of a number, we need to think of it as if we are working with our times table. Okay, boys and girls? For example, the multiples of 6 in this case, we will go ahead and multiply 6 by the natural numbers, which is going to be 6 times 1 equals 6. 6 times 2 equals 12. 6 times 3 equals 18. 6 times 4 equals 24. And then 6 times 5 equals 30. Now in this case, I only multiplied up to 5 because the instructions here told me list the first 5 multiples. Why? Because if we are finding the multiples of a number, we need to multiply that number by natural numbers. And if we know the natural numbers, the set of natural numbers does not have an end. So if I were to count all the natural numbers, I will say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And listing all the natural numbers never ends. So that's why listing the multiples of a number here, we are only going to reach up to the first 5 multiples. So in this case, the first 5 multiples of 6 are the numbers 6, 12, 18, 24, and 30. These are the first 5 multiples of 6. And again, if you remember what I said, listing the multiples of a number is like working with your times table. So I go ahead and write my answer here. The first 5 multiples of 6 are 6, 12, 18, 24, and 30. Okay? So you need to go ahead and find the multiples of the rest of these numbers by multiplying again by 1, by 2, by 3, by 4, and by 5 only, because I only want you to solve for the first 5 multiples. Now at the bottom here, we have the following activity. It says circle the multiples of 12. 20, 15, and so forth. But we're going to look only at circling the multiples of 12. Only this one here. So again, to list out the multiples of number 12, what do I need to do? Is again, think of it as my multiplication table or my times table. So I will say 12. I will say 12 times 1. 12. 12 times 2, that's gonna be 24. 12 times 3, 36. You see? If you notice, 12 is not here, 24 is not there, but I can see 25. 25 is pretty close to 24, which means that automatically 25 is not a multiple of 12. Again, I see 36 there, but 36 is not in the set, but I see 35, which means that automatically 35 is not a multiple of 12. So I continue finding for the multiples by multiplying by the next natural number. In this case, it's times 4. 12 times 4 gives me 48. That's right. I see that you have spot 48. So that means that 48 is our first multiple for 12 in this set here. Then I continue by multiplying 12 times 5. 12 times 5 gives me 60. I don't see 60 there, so I continue because I have two more numbers to find out if they are multiples. 12 times 6 is 72. And wow, check it out. We have 72 here as a multiple, so we circle that as well. I continue solving and I go ahead and I multiply 12. 12 times what? Times 7 in this case, and I get 84. Do I have 84 there? No. So I continue multiplying 12 times 8, and that gives me 96. If you notice, 96 is a multiple, but what I have here is 94, which automatically makes me know that 94 is not a multiple. So you go ahead and only circle the multiples, which is 48 and 72 in this case. All right, now let's continue with day 2. In day 2, we're learning what is a factor now. So we need to go ahead and study the information here. Then click on this link, watch the video, so that we can then move on to working with the following activity, where we need to list the factors of given numbers. In this case, what I want you to notice, boys and girls, listing the factors is multiplying two numbers to get a product, okay? So if we want to find the factors of 24, that means that we need to find two numbers that I will multiply to get my answer as 24. So it's very easy to know that the first two factors of every number will be 1 and itself. So if we're looking for the factors of 24 in this case, 1 and itself would be 1 times 24. 1 and 24 are the first two factors of 24. That means that 1 is the first factor and 24 is the last factor. And to continue solving for the factors, you go ahead and ask yourself, if I have the number 2 times what will give me 24? I say, okay, the number 12. That means that 2 and 12 are also factors of 24. Then I continue asking myself, 3 times what will give me 24? And that's right, it's 3 times 8 will give me 24. That means that 3 and 8 are also factors of 24. Then I have 4. 4 times what will give me 24? That's right, 4 times 6 will give me 24. Now when I ask myself 5 times what will give me 24, I realize that there is no number. That means that 5 is not a factor of 24. And so that means that I try 6 now. 6 times what? But notice, boys and girls, we already have 6 here, so we are not going to repeat ourselves. That means that we have finished finding the factors of 24. So that means that in this case, the factors of 24 are 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, 24, because these are the numbers that when you multiply them together, you will get 24. Now, for us to complete the activity here, let's take a look at this one, right? We were looking just now at the factors of 24. So how are we going to complete this activity here? This rainbow. It is called a factor rainbow. This is very easy and simple. So that means that you need to go ahead and list the factors. Which are the first two factors that we listed? That's right. It is the number 1 and the number 24, because 1 times 24 gives me 24. Which is the next factor? It was 2 times 12. So I put 2 here and then I put 12 there. Which was the other factors? 3 and 8, right? And then it was 4 and 6. Here, if you notice, boys and girls, this here, the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12, 24, you need to go ahead and write them down here, because these are the factors of 24. But for you to complete this rainbow, what I want you to do, boys and girls, is to go ahead and connect the rainbow. All right? You're going to connect the rainbow by coloring it in this manner, because the red connects 1 times 24. Okay? Right. Then this orange connects the 2 and the 12. 2 times 12. And then the green connects the 3 and the 8, which is 3 times 8. And finally, the 4 and the 6 connect each other. The blue, connects the 4 and the 6, which is 4 times 6. These are the numbers that you will multiply together to get the factor 20. Day 3, we're looking at the prime factors. Prime factors here, boys and girls, is very important. It's following up what we just did, which is listing the factors of a number. But now, after listing the factors of a number, we are going to identify the prime factors. So read carefully. It says that, for example, when we list the factors of 6, we're going to list them as 1, 2, 3, and 6. These are the factors of 6. But the prime factor of 6 is only the number 2 and the number 3, because 2 and 3 are prime numbers. Okay? Prime numbers are numbers that can only be divided by 1 and itself. It doesn't have any more factors. It only has 2 main factors, the number 1 and the same number itself. So, to complete the activity here at the bottom, you need to go ahead and list the factors for each of these numbers. So you're going to list the factors of 16 has been done for you right here. You need to list the factors of 20 here. 30 has been given to you. 18, you have to list the factors of 18, and you need to list the factors of 65. Once you have listed all the factors, boys and girls, you need to study the numbers that you have gotten there. Like, for example, let's take a look at the factors of 16. If you notice, let's take a look at the factors of 20. Let's list the factors of 20. To list the factors of 20, I will need to go ahead and start multiplying by the first and the last factor, which would be, first factor has to be 1 and the last factor has to be the same number itself. In this case, it will be 20. 1 times 20 will give me 20. So the second factor is going to be 2, right? Let's try to see if 2 is a factor. So we say 2 times what will give me 20? That's right, 2 times 10. And then I ask myself, 3 times what will give me 20? Oh my, we notice that there is no number that I can multiply it by 3 to give me 20. So that means 3 is not a factor. So we move on with the next number, which is 4. 4 times what will give me 20? That's right, times 5. Immediately you notice that the next number is going to be 5 so that we're finished. These are the only factors of 20. 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, and 20. Now that you have listed the factors there, then you need to look at your answer, boys and girls, and find which one are the prime factors. Okay? Which one are the prime factors? Remember that 1 is neither prime or composite. 2 is a prime number. 4 is a composite number, so we scratch it out. 5 is a prime number, so we circle it. 10 is a composite, so we scratch it out. 20 is a composite, so we scratch it out as well. That means that the only prime factors of 20 will be 2 and 5. All right? So that is what we need to do. Go ahead and make sure that you list them. List your answers. All right? In this case, it was 1, 2, 4, 5, 10, 20. But the prime factors here were 2 and 5. Okay? Complete the rest. Okay, boys and girls? Good job.